Hello students. This week we're beginning to type mathematical and chemical things, chemical equations and mathematical solutions to problems into the discussion board. As we move forward, I'll ask you to do this in various contexts such as assignments and in other places. So I wanted to give you a video that shows you how that's done in Canvas. I'll use a post reply here in Canvas to show how this is done. So if you click reply here, or you're answering a assignment question in Canvas, you will see this editor come up. And in order to include math or chemical equations, what you want to do is click right here where it looks like a square root of x. And you will be clicking that. It says underneath insert math equation. You want to click right there, and this editing box will come up with a variety of different mathematical operators and symbols that you can use. So I'm going to show you some examples of the few of the things that you would want to do or enter into these boxes in our chemistry classes. One of them is conversion factors, very common in all kinds of chemistry equations, or chemistry problems rather. Let's say you want to type, you want to convert a amount of centimeters to inches. And so you'll need to show a conversion factor in your work. Well, I could type out the initial amount, let's say it's 23.5 centimeters. And then I can use this symbol up here, times, which will multiply by the conversion factor. And then I'm going to use a conversion factor, 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So at the top, I will be typing 1 inch, IN, like that. And then I want to have a bottom to this conversion factor, and to do that, you type you type on your keyboard the key where it says a backslash, or it's the same key where the question mark is. If you press that, it will be on the bottom right of your keyboard next to the shift key. If you press that, you will get what looks like a conversion factor here, and down here I can type 2.54 centimeters in that fashion. And then I could go on, and if I click outside or I hit the right key, then I will get outside of the bottom of this fraction. Then I can click equals, and I can type in my answer, so however many inches it is. Now let's say that we wanted to convert these inches to feet. I'm going to press backspace here, and I'm going to put another conversion factor, so I can press times again, and then I could put, well, 1 foot. And then I'll hit that same backslash key where the question mark is. You just hit that key, and then I will put that is 12 inches. And then I can go on and press equals. And you can keep doing this until you get to whatever answer that you're looking for here. So that's how you will type conversion factor type things into Canvas. Now, let's say instead you wish to type a formula, a chemical formula. So the way you will do that is that you will type Mg, let's say MgCl2, magnesium chloride. Now when I type the 2, there's a couple of ways I can do this. I can first not type the 2, but I can go here to sub and click that, and then press 2. That's probably the way you want to do it. And then if I hit the right button or click outside, I will go out of the subscript there. And you can also put the phase. Notice if I open the parentheses, it also puts a closed one, so I can click outside too and go ahead and continue. The other way that you can do this is you can type the 2 first, and then you can highlight it and you can hit the sub. Oh, it gets rid of the 2, but then you type it in. It's probably better to just do it the first way, but that was the other option. So I can do aqueous here if I want to show phases or states of matter, and then I can put a plus. I can put the plus either by typing the plus, or I can click the plus up here. Either of those ways will do that, so the plus is right up here. And then let's say I do sodium phosphate, Na. What I want to do here is I want to do calcium phosphate, Ca3, And again, I want this to be a subscript, so I'm going to go back, I'm going to hit sub, and then I'll put a 3 there. Okay, and then I'll type the parentheses here, and then I will type PO, and now I want a subscript again, so I click up here where it says sub 4, and then I can click outside. I want a subscript again, so I do sub and then 2. And okay, and so we have that, and this would in fact be a solid. I could say solid here. And then I want to make a arrow, so that to get the arrows you can click up here. There are various tabs. You go to an arrow here, and then there are all kinds of arrows. If you want to do a one-way arrow, you click like this. For equilibrium, which some of you will be studying later, we can use a double arrow if that is appropriate. But you can go ahead and, whoops, I put a backwards arrow there. You can go ahead and put a forward arrow, and then you could go ahead and type the products in the same way that we type the reactant. So let's say I had like calcium chloride. Whoops, I have to go back to basic here, do the subscript, press 2, okay, and so forth. And we could put in a phase there, and so on. And add all of the products. And so that's the way that you can enter a chemical equation. Now, let's say you need to enter a symbol here that indicates the atomic number or the mass number of an element. Let's say we want to do radon 222. So here I put radon, and then I use my arrows to go back, and I use superscript, so I could say 222 here. Okay, and if we wanted to indicate with a subscript, we could also do that here for the, whoops, I clicked superscript. I can click out of that. There we go. I pressed backspace and that got rid of that. I could also do a subscript here. Notice it puts the subscript right underneath. And so if I'm doing radon, radon is element 86, so I could put 86 here. And so I could do both a subscript and a superscript in that way. If you're using Greek letters, in some cases there will be Greek letters that are used. You do have those accessible. You don't have to always use Greek letters, but Greek letters are available. Let's say I wanted to do alpha for some reason. I could do that. I could even put a subscript and a superscript on that. Superscript 4. Then I click right next to the alpha. I do subscript and 2. That's also possible. You can put a little space here too to give it some room. And so that's how we can enter things into Canvas. It's a very nice interface, I'd say. There's a lot of options here for you. You can also use the, if you want to make a fraction, you can also use the fraction button. So I told you guys earlier how when I did like 1 inch, and then I pressed the backspace and I got 2.5, and I put 2.54 centimeters in the top, on the bottom rather. The other way to do this is to say, put a fraction like this, and it'll do 1 inch, and then you can put it in like that. To click on the little box on the bottom, and so that's another way to do this. So I find the interface to be quite user-friendly. It's pretty nice. We won't be using these logical operators very much. You may or may not use a greater than or equals, but those are there as well. These guys, curly brackets, you may use for some various things, probably not in this class. And there are a couple of other symbols here which are not likely to be used. Perhaps the infinity could be useful for something. The Greek letters are often very useful. We'll use sometimes symbols like delta or alpha or beta. Greek letters are not too uncommon in chemistry. But I hope this video helped you a little bit to know how to enter these. So in the future, I'll have you continue to enter these. I tried to make the discussion problem not too time consuming this week so that you'll have some time to kind of play around with this interface. But I hope this helps you a little bit. And if you have any questions, with the Canvas math equation interface right here, insert math equation, just let me know. And as we move forward, we'll be making more and more use of this interface. And so thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.